brand new radio.
He purchased it refurb directly from now NC4L.
Yeah, when you Malcolm was them, they're brought back to complete stock radios, but to get the hi-fi sound, you gotta again modify the audio circuit by fattening up the bypassing coupling caps. You give them bigger values so they pass more audio that's flat.
Okay, he posted up reasons to acquire a Yaesu FT102 by Dr. Mal Eisman. So there's the guy. So that must be pulled right off of his site.
Yeah, he's a dentist, and his specialty is the 102, and he's probably restored and repaired over 200 of those radios.
So when he's replacing those capacitors in there and pulling them like teeth, it's very common to his profession.
Yes, yes.
I always think of that when I'm grabbing a component with like a pair of big hemostats, you know, to put it through the board or whatever. Especially crystals.
Yeah, the 102 and the 1000D have the same front end as far as the receiver goes.
Oh, but the 1000s, it's all solid state, right? Was the 102 the last one with the tube file?
The 102, it's just the finals and the driver that's two, but the receiver is all solid state, and it shares the same components as the 1000D as far as the figures for sensitivity and gain.
Okay, and what's the other one uses bipolar transistors in the final, the 1000?
Yeah, 200 watt.
That's a good write-up he's got about repairs and cost and, you know, reasons why it's a good radio. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
He does mention the wideband audio there, passband 250 to 2950 or 3K. Pretty good.
Yeah, they sound good without the hi-fi mods. So, yeah, I wanted one for about 5-6 years, but never could bring myself to pay what people wanted, and then the one I have now just fell in my lap.
Okay, Lockheed reminded me the York Hamfest is this Saturday?
Yeah, I'm thinking about going.
It's not far from us, so it's like 2 hours, right? Not even where you are.
Yeah, it's about an hour and 45 minutes. Right out Route 30. says 6 a.m., so that's when all the good deals take place. When the gates open at 8, everything decent's been passed around.
You could just pay the $5, get in early, and just throw your tailgate down and walk away, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of guys do that. They pay the added fee to tailgate, and then they go around with flashlights.
Sounds like somebody I know.
Oh, I know a bunch of guys that do that. Then you show up at 8 o'clock, and there's a radio sitting in the back of someone's car. Hey, is that for sale? No, I just got that. What'd you pay? $50. Ah.
Yeah, we did that at Sellersville. Spitfire came in, and I walked past two Johnson radios, one a Valiant, one a Viking. Both were asking $200, so he would have probably took less. We went right back around. There was just vapor left where they were.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Ted and I got there so early that, that was the same when you were across from us. And everything on everybody's table started to develop a frost, like just before the sun came up.
Yep, that's right. It was just a spot where there was no condensation when we went back. I would have thought about setting up, but I got to be in New York Friday, Manhattan, so that'll give me zero time.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see. It's only a pre-install, and I'm just kind of going up, to put the pattern up, mark the wall, and the electrician's going to do it all. Half of mine I got to take wire up with me, but I can coil that up in a suitcase. I just wonder how that would look getting on Amtrak with the suitcase full of wire rolled up in there.
Yeah, probably not too good.
Big old high voltage neon transformer.
Sir, what is that?
It's high voltage. Although the new neon transformers are solid state high frequency stuff.
Switching power supplies, huh?
Yes, sir. Still operating at like a 10K VD output,
Yeah, I have a neon sign transformer. It thing's like 20 pounds. It's got big insulators on the ends of it. It's 15,000 volts at a tenth of an amp.
Yeah, I should have kept the ones. We used to get ones that were from cold cathode lighting, and they were 120 milliamps, so 1.2 amps at like 15K.
I made a Jacob's ladder out of it. I have it in my classroom.
That's the only thing I use them for. I don't have any neon lights put up, but every once in a while I get it out for the kids, and do the Jacob's ladder. Puts out a nice, like, 3 to 4 inch arc.
Yeah.
You can set pencils on fire by putting them in there.
Classic Radio Roundup, the warm-up. Come on, Brager. Who's that? Hello, Road Pizza. What's going on?
No more pizza. Go on to work, sir.
That's all right. You'll always be Road Pizza in my mind.
Hey, you're weaving in and out. Hold on.
Get up on top of that hill.
I'm fading in and out.
No, you're not. A little quiet for Classic Radio Roundup warm-up session.
Maybe they're tweaking up their Cobra technology. Let's warm it up then.
I'm working on it. I'm working on the warm-up.
Well, you got that rat man over here in Doylestown listening to you guys.
Hello, Ratman in Doylestown. Spitfire over here around Pottstown.
Roger, Spitfire, you're coming in here good. You really hit me with about 4 or 5 pounds.
I appreciate the signal report. You're doing about the same thing over here. No trouble at all. Good audio and all coming through. Working this antique Regency Formula 23.
Nah, sorry, I'm on an RCI. I'm not one of those old fellows. Sorry to say I should back out of here.
Well, it's not a strict requirement. It's just something to center the fun on.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, you guys sound good. You're really doing a good job. I'll be listening in here.
All right. Well, thanks for checking in and letting us know you're out there listening. Classic Radio Roundup. It's all about the fun.
What was the handle there again, Doylestown Station? You got the Rat Man. Okay, I got it. Yep, cool, man. You made it. Classic Radio Roundup here. Running this Cobra 2K technology. Well, you're killing me over here. You're crystal clear. Thanks for the comeback.
Is that what the theme was supposed to be tonight? I didn't check the website.
10-4. Thank you for the flowers. This is Sparky, Spring Mountain Ski Area. Right, man. Good to hear you.
Is that what the theme is, Cobra?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well. I didn't get the memo. I only have one Cobra radio, but I got 3 Regencies.
I think there are only 2 votes, so there'll probably only be 2 of us in compliance.
I have one, but that's like my daily driver. I don't want to use that on Classic Radio Roundup. That's the one I use every other day.
Oh, yes, the 142.
Show you right. My $7 flea market special.
Yeah, very desirable radio.
I picked it up at Zern's several years ago now, but it was $7. Doesn't work. And I picked it up and I turned it over and I pulled the fuse out and saw the fuse was blowing. I popped the fuse back in and said, okay, $7. Brought it home, popped the fuse in it, and that's all I did.
Okay, yeah, you were squealing there for a second and at the end it stopped.
That's entirely possible. This radio can be flaky at times.
Yeah, it's settled down now.
Yeah, if I give it any more drive, it'll take off and really squeal. I could give you some 05, you know? That's what got him into trouble in the first place.
Oscillation. That's why I always set my radios and stuff to current meter. I don't care what the other stuff is doing. I want to see if it's sucking down too much juice.
Well, I can't tell how much juice the radio's sucking. It's plugged into the wall.
meter on the total draw. The power supply I have is 4 units stacked, so, but I can read each one individually. It's got a meter for that.
I have 2 power supplies stacked and paralleled, and they each have a meter. Right now I'm drawing 30 amps of current on each. 60 amps times 1.3, 13.8 volts.
Yeah, okay, 10.4. Yeah, my peaks I'm up around, I don't know, 18 amps, so times 4 there. One of these days, well, that box that I got from you, that spot I popped out the disc, is going to be perfect for an amp voltmeter.
Oh, those boxes are great for all kinds of little projects.
That was the exact one I was looking for. Exactly, right size and all. I just wish I would have bought more of those damn things. That's all they sell now anyway. When you buy regulated power supply, you know, they're just stacked switchers with current sense and current share. Anyhow, we're talking about classic radios, man. Cobra 2000.
Regency, Formula 23, 23 channel box with a clock. The clock actually works, but I snipped the wire because it squeals. I don't want to hear the squeal.
Oh, you mean it like screeches as it's turning?
Yeah, the motor in those things always go out.
Do you have any radios with the flipper clock?
No, I actually only have 3 radios with clocks in them. This one, the Bearcat 23, and the realistic TRC 55.
Yeah, I remember when LEDs came out, and they were it, man. Gotta have that digital readout.
First digital clock I remember seeing was at my grandparents' house around 1973. And it was just a box, but it was the rolling digits, like these clocks are. Not the flipper kind, but the rolling digit. And I was like, wow, look at that clock. You know, I had just, you know, probably recently learned how to read a hands clock, and there it was, digital display. Wow.
Analog digital, how about that? Yeah, I think the Midland's got a couple base stations with that rolling clock.
I think all the major manufacturers made at least one box with a clock.
Yeah, I just saw a new one, new to me. It was a Craig, I don't know, what the heck number, L20 or something. Craig, of course, made CBs, and this one was, almost looked like the same frame as like the Super, or the Stalker XX, a couple of our high ends. So yeah, you know, you wouldn't even think about Craig. I don't see too many of their CBs, but this one was like their big giant motherboard.
Go ahead, Breaker. Hey, Breaker, I hear you out there, but I don't hear you. You got to step up the audio. Yeah, I can't quite make out what you're saying. You're giving me a decent signal, but your audio is lacking. Now I can hear you.
Is that Blue Knight?
Ah, Gumby. All right. Hello, Gumby.
I decided to hook up my old Cobra 29.
10-4 on the Cobra 29. Yeah, you just need to swallow that microphone or something.
That's about what I'm doing. Let's see if I can find the power mic. Yeah, Cobra 4-pin power mic to the rescue. And another Cobra radio. Cobra 29, the radio I wish I knew about, you know, when I was having CBs in all my vehicles. I always got like the Cobra 25, probably because of the cost. I'm sure I did. If I bought the 25, I was like, that 29's too much money. Now you can't give them away.
I ran in my mobile for the longest time, all throughout the 80s and into the 90s, was a TRC 422A. I had 2 of them. I wish I had 1 of them.
Oh, yeah, I think I got one reverse polarity. That was like one of my very first 05s when I was back in the hobby. And another one that I'm unsure if it works or not.
Well, I know that's what happened to one of mine, reverse polarity, but I don't remember what happened to the second one. It probably went away when I got my ham ticket and I got rid of all my CDs.
Yeah, good radio. I mean, the one I got was perfect. I was pissed off at myself, of course. But, you know, they're out there, they're on the bay frequently, so you're just at the cusp of Hatfield now.
I don't do the bay. I quit doing the bay over 2 years ago and I'm better for it.
Were you banned?
No, I quit it. I was tired of shenanigans with losers.
If that was Gumby, he's way down.
Hey, who's hollering for Spitfire out there? I'm listening.
That's No Street.
Hey, who's hollering for this Spitfire out here? Go ahead. Yeah, hello, No Streak. Hey, No Streak, I got you in here. No trouble, man. You're doing a good job tonight. Nice to hear you checking in on Classic Radio Roundup.
Yeah, how about that No Streak? That rat man's been looking for him.
Hey, good to hear you in there, No Streak. Hey, No Streak, you're doing a good job, and you made the video gate, so you get to hear how you made it up here on this old Regency Formula 23. No Streak on the concurrent Classic Radio Roundup 441, the Spitfire.
Good to hear you, No Streak. Sparky waving. Copy on the sideband show tomorrow night. Thanks for reminding us.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't sound that way? Oh, I thought you guys were do 5 p.m. with you. No, this Jim. Oh, okay. Thursday night. Thanks for the shout there, Sparky. Thank you for that, man. They have to be locked up, but thanks for the shout, man. Maybe some of you guys in there Thursday night there. You should have Ron in there. Ron in there. Maybe get some of you other guys in there, maybe tomorrow night. So, thanks for letting me check in there. The streak on the side, and we be listening.
Cool, man. He sounded good. I heard him pretty good.
Yeah, you really made it in there in the clear. Good timing, too, because it's kind of quiet up this side tonight. There's not many check-ins, so glad to have you checking in. No Streak, no doubt about it. 441 is Spitfire.
Hey, No Streak, Ratman was looking for you. No Streak, Ratman was calling for you. No Streak, you still in there? can't hear me.
Alright, thanks for that relay anyway.
If he comes back in here, I'll let him know, Ratman.
Alright, thank you much. Yeah, I don't run into him very much.
How much money does he owe you?
Not much, but he's getting more money now that he went through that divorce.
Copy on the settlement.
Yeah, 10-8 straight.
And there's Bagger.
Yeah, better late than never, I always say. Classy radio roundup is underway. No pain, no strain. Cobra night, and all that other good stuff.
There's that big CB radio audio from the 70s.
Very, very short. Yeah, Cobra 139 XLR. With the same chassis as that now.
There was a short break in there.
Yeah, they always say to let an electrician check your shorts. So we'll have to let it go with that.
Well, he was going, but you just cut his lips off. Come on, Brager. I can't hear you. Those guys down in Chester County are just as strong as you, so you doubled with them on my end. Man, that thing is loud.
Doesn't sound that loud in my receive. Maybe I'll have the volume up enough. Yeah, there's a lot of background noise.
Cobra technology.
All kinds of fun stuff going on.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
I can't believe this radio's not getting down to him. All right, let's see if we can. No, it's too low, I guess.
Is that you trying, Gumby?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay. Hey, you better hear me on this radio.
Yeah, I hear you. That one's got less signal, but more audio. But when those guys down in Chester County are talking, man, they drown you out.
I wish I could hear those guys.
Or I'm saying Chester, I mean Delaware. The guys down in Delaware County.
Same board as this radio. Yeah, but yours isn't set up like this one. No, it's set up good. The channel selector does not work on it because it's disconnected. And it has a red code Digiscan BFO on the top of it. Oh, this one's specially wired up for it. They went out there? Well, it's like he said, they're around. You just have to look for them. Hey, well, you might be able to find one. Go down to Jake's. You know where Jake's is at? The flea market? Yeah, I've been down there for a long time. I tell you what I did get down there. I got a lobby at Jake's flea market junk. I forget what the model it is.
Yeah, you got to go early to Jake's to get their goodies, because Quarter Wave Dave will be there and beat you to it.
Do you hear that other breaker?
He's doubling with Gumby, so I can't really hear him.
As far as I know, he said, you look like a guy that can trust us.
Went back in. I said, what do you want for it? Think you want like 25 or 35 for it? I said, I'll take it. He said, why is you ain't got a good radio? I said, I know. I had to tell him it was a 40 channel. That's pretty good.
Classic Radio Roundup, where classic radios rule the airwaves.
Well, I think this was all not to be classified as classic. No, by the way, I also have the one that's one step down from this too. I think it's a 447 or 448. You know, come to think of it, thinking about it, I think I might have got rid of that one. There was a guy, I think that was the one I gave up. It was, when I got this one particular radio, I forget exactly what it was, but I wanted that radio, and he wanted a realistic, so I swapped him.
Classic Radio Roundup, swap and shop.
Yeah, there was a breaker in there, Gumby, for a second. Can we try and retrieve him? 1540 here, I tried to make it in, but I don't know what on that.
Stand by, Gumby, stand by. There's another breaker, 1540. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say hi. I can't hear Gumby out there, so I can't hear him when he's coming and going.
Yeah, he keeps on going, and we try to let you get in there. Who's that? Who's 1540? Where you at? Say hello.
It's 1540. Me, name's Tony. I'm out of Percy, Hatfield area. Actually, on my way into Hatfield.
10-4 in the Hatfield. We're over here around Pottstown, just outside of Pottstown area. You got the Spitfire 441 here on Classic Radio Roundup. Sounding good in the Mobile. There was somebody doubling with you. Come back with that.
He's over towards Pottstown. Yeah, 1540 is a guy that's got the old CB manual, or not a manual, it's a directory, sandbagger. He's the guy that's got the directory I was supposed to hook up with and never did.
Oh, man, I'd like to see that.
Yeah, somehow, some way, we'll get it together. Okay, were you an operator from Montgomery County at one time? I mean, were you from that area, Norristown, or anything like that, Montgomery County, or have you always been up here? 10-4. Well, hey, it's good to hear you on the roundup, Sparky, saying hello.
All right, there, 1540. Thanks for checking into the Classic Radio Roundup. Be safe at work, and hope to hear from you again here on the Roundup. 441, the Spitfire, on this antique Regency Formula 23.
Hey, 1540, I got an idea. If you could scan that puppy and make it a PDF, if you could scan that, that would be perfect, and post it up to Grumpy's Old Time Radio for him, man. It'd be right in. Everybody could enjoy it. That's an idea. Let me look into it. I use my computer to do so. I think Staples will do it for you if you take the document in there, and they'll sell you either put it on a CD or something, or you take in a micro stick or something.
Just don't put your documents in your trunk.
It might explode. 10-4.
Oh, no, more documents in the trunk.
Yeah, documents in the trunk, man. You think everybody's learned more about old 05 than they ever wanted to know?
I listened to that audio gate that you put up, and like, holy crap, what a mess.
And that's not even the bad one.
It just jogged my memory. I was in there when he was in there for probably about a year, maybe, and it just jogged my memory. And other times I was shocked at how he appeared because radio, you always think of somebody looking different.
Oh, people never look like what you think they look like when you hear them, and then you go and see them, and you're like, nope, that ain't what I imagined, and it really is. But that was the night. I remember that night. The wife and his wife were upstairs drinking wine, and we came down here and played radio. He was using my station.
Oh, okay, that's the first clip. You didn't get to the second one with the slap back and all that.
Oh, I didn't see a second one. I only saw that one.
Well, it was actually a second and a third. I broke the second one in half, but yeah, it was the night that the two Willie came down in the van and JR got between yous and all that.
What, did you post that afterwards? Because I haven't been on there in a day.
Yeah, I think I did that yesterday or today, I guess. Because that happened exactly a year ago, too. 10 years ago, I mean.
Yeah, JR got in between with that Tennessee Walker and that big old beam and cut my neighbor's lips off. I couldn't believe it.
Speaking of JR, he was in there this afternoon. And he said to tell everybody he said hello.
He's been coming through, keying up the 6-meter repeater and putting his call out, and I hadn't been able to get back to him on it. Damn thing doesn't hear me. I got to get over there and give it a tune-up.
Oh, now it doesn't hear you. Maybe I'll hear it. Now the repeater's almost full scale again.
I didn't change a thing.
Yeah, well, now I can hear it. Yeah, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 light bars. Hey, I'm like one light bar short of full scale again. Go figure.
That's exactly what I have on it. 8 light bars, about 3/4 scale.
Yeah, we said the other day it dropped down to half scale or something. So whatever signal degradation fixed itself, but now it doesn't hear again. Although I can bring it up. I don't know if I can keep it up, but I can certainly bring it up.
It's only 2 more light bars than it was Sunday night.
Yeah, big difference. I couldn't even hear it Sunday night. Now I got it almost full scale.
I swear that it depends what the temperature is outside. Temperature and humidity levels affect that tuning of them cans. I swear it does.
Yeah, I know, but you would think even if the thing went wacky and like you had a 3 dB loss or something, it shouldn't make that big of a radical difference. But I don't know, it does.
I don't know either. That's why I always get frustrated. I'll tune it up to be perfect, no decents, and I'll drive home and it'll change.
Yeah, it's a shame you couldn't get that split site situation working, because that would have been the ultimate answer to that. No more Yankee my wanky trying to get the Kansas thing in tune.
I should make I should use that tower at work where the repeater is, the crossbander. Make that the receive site and link over.
Yeah, if you felt like you could get away with it for any length of time, that would actually work.
Yeah, I'd only be able to do that, but yeah, I actually could do that. Make it receive on 6 meters, transmit on UHF, put a UHF receiver over at the site, and keep the transmitter there. That's actually possibly doable.
Yeah, no more D-sense problems, and they can crank the power up to maximum.
But I need a UHF receiver with COR to make that happen.
Yeah, some kind of UHF receiver with a COR output somewhere.
I guess I could scour for a GE Master 2 UHF, but then I'd have to buy crystals and do the conversion and blah de blah.
Yeah, you're almost better off buying a cheap Baofeng UHF walkie-talkie.
Yeah, but do they have COR? Actually, I could use a scanner even for that matter.
Yeah, you'd have to put the COR in there. You'd have to tap it in off the scroll circuit or something.
Yeah, well, that's doable as long as it's a simple scanner. Wonder if one of them old Regency crystal-controlled scanners I have would do that. I'd buy the crystal.
Well, we're trying to get away on the cheap.
Crystal's only 20 bucks.
Yeah, you could probably find a cheap scanner for 20 bucks.
I have a cheap scanner. It's already paid for. All I'd have to do is buy the crystal. That's actually something to think about. Yeah, put the receive site where it is. Don't need no fancy antenna there. The height is might.
Yeah, that's the thing. 6 meters, you'd need a bigger antenna. Some kind of mobile 6-meter antenna, I guess. A quarter wave, I guess, would work.
That's what's up there now.
Yeah, well, that would work. I say, until somebody discovers it and makes a fuss about it.
I could use my my mobile antenna that I'm not using, that quad bander. That's a full-size 6-meter antenna.
There you go. Well, hey, food for thought. You never know what you might get away with.
Yeah, because that's got collinear 5/8 wave on UHF, and it's a full-size quarter wave on 6.
There you go. Both antennas covered.
Yeah, that's something to think about.
Very good.
Got another breaker out there.
Hey, what kind of scanner are you looking for? A crystal scanner?
A scanner that I could tap into and get the COR off of, the carry operated squelch.
So I guess you can't use a crystal one, then you have to have a digital one, correct?
No, I have a crystal scanner. That's not the problem.
Okay. So I was going to check if I have an old one here.
I have 2 old ones here, 2 old Regency mobile scanners. But I still have to buy the crystal.
Yeah, the nice thing about having a digital one, though, a programmable one, is if for some reason the frequency you choose turns out to be bad, you can change it easily.
I would use the same link frequency I've been using for the last 15 years.
Older one might be more stable on a power fail boot up. Well, that's true. Crystal scanner won't jump frequencies on you.
Yeah, right. You lock it in on the channel and it won't move. But there's no power failures. Like, power failures at where I work are extremely rare. It is a power plant.
Yeah, but the crystal scanner wouldn't be at the power plant. It would be at the receiver. It would be at the transmitter site.
Oh yeah, duh. That's right. Yeah. So a crystal scanner would probably be a better option anyway than a digital.
Yeah, I just like the agility of a programmable scanner.
Yeah, and as soon as there's a power blip, the thing goes into scan mode.
Hello. Oh my God, I can swear that sounded like Snowman. Well, hello.
And I probably won't get a digital scanner for cheap. Not cheaper than 20 bucks.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you get one of the older ones that only does UHF and doesn't do anything higher, you can get those. They're a dime a dozen because nobody wants them.
Yeah, but then I have to... I don't want too complex of a scanner because it'll be harder to find the COR. You get a simple crystal scanner, it'll probably be easy to find a COR.
I don't think it'd be any difference. Although the newer scanner might have it coming right out of the detector chip. One way or the other, I guess.
Well, that's where you would come in then. And waiting for you to do anything, I'm growing old.
Yeah. More like Alfred, not Batman. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I was trying to get these guys on the voice, but it's low power, so. Oh, that was you that said hello? It sounded like Snowman? Yeah, that's the voice sidebander. That's 641? 641, all working, but it needs to be a blow job on this one. I was looking for a pot or something I can turn. When you hit the key up button, it takes you to the right. Is there somewhere I can too strong. You cannot turn the meter back.
That sometimes is an indication of bad SWR too.
No, it just goes right the way. I'm just wondering if there's somewhere I could turn it back.
Yeah, there's a meter adjustment for that. And somebody might have golden screwdriver the radio went like to turn a meter adjustment on and said, "Look at all the power I'm putting out now."
Woohoo!
Yeah.
I can remember at least one guy doing that. Found the pot there and turned it up and saw the meter go up higher and said, "Look, we're putting out more power."
Hey, makes sense to me. More power, more power. Oh, a little bit of 0.5. Ha ha ha.
You're 0.5 in there.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of taken off. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, you guys were having your fun there. That was when you had that PDL up in the tree.
Yeah, I wish I had never gotten rid of that. That was a mistake.
Yeah, because at that point, well, I was also running that gutter antenna too, but you and Gene were very close in signal. It was very, I mean, the two of you would collide. It was very little difference. And then later on, he was head and shoulders above you, and I'm not quite sure why, because so many antennas changed around.
I like that PDL too because I could feed it with the co-phaser and get that circular polarity for skip. That thing was kicking butt.
Yeah, that was a good skip antenna.
That was Sammy's old antenna.
Sammy!
And it was in scary shape when I got it too. I mean, I had to pretty well rebuild it.
It wasn't too many more scary shape than that one I took a picture of last year. The back hub was completely fell off, and the front hub was about there, and the wire was dangling.
Yeah, but I had to, the reason I got rid of that is because I got that Mosley tri-bander. And once I got the Mosley tri-bander, well, something's got to go.
Oh, yeah. Well, they say a true radio operator can never have too many antennas.
I didn't have a place to put it.
You got trees. More trees the merrier. Of course, I guess some of them have fallen down since then.
I could probably get it back if I pursued it. Go over there and knock on Tree Frog's door. I think it's still in his backyard.
Oh, is that who got it? Tree Frog got ended up with it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing anything. He kind of dropped out of radio.
Yeah, because he was pretty well into it. Surprised me that he fell off altogether.
Yeah, well, I guess, people have things in their lives that change, and, I don't know, interests change, time element changes, and, he may be off doing something else. But, yeah, I mean, it was like the triad over there between you, him, and Gene, it was like, the three neighbors.
When us three were talking, nobody could get in between us. Except for JR and his big beam and the Tennessee Walker. Besides that, nobody could get in there.
Yeah, but all you're going to hear is trucker.
That was funny, too, because Trucker lived so close to Gene that Gene couldn't get rid of him.
Yeah, see, I never could understand that. Well, I guess I didn't know exactly how close he was, but I could never hear Trucker until I put up a bigger antenna. I mean, he'd be ghost talking as far as I could say. I mean, you listen to those Watergates. I mean, you hear Gene giving Trucker all the hard time, and I can't even hear him.
Trucker was less than a mile away, downhill from Gene. Nothing in the way. Clear shot. Housing development less than a mile away. I'd say probably a half a mile. Somewhere right around a half a mile probably by air.
This is an apartment complex, so Section 8 apartments or something, right?
Well, I don't know if they're apartments, but it's high density housing, townhouses or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's like a little ghetto down there. No, the road that crosses Rupert. Buchert, I think it is.
Roger. Is that Brigger? Hey, it's Ghost. I'm back for a few minutes. Smoke a cigarette. Just trying to get the baby to sleep.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Actually, she's fairly, really good at 6 months old, and especially after she got her 4-month shots yesterday. And my wife didn't listen to me when I said she needed to get 4-month shots for her, so she got those shots yesterday. We got her back up at 6 weeks to get her 6-month shots. But she's handling it pretty good. She's just a little on the cranky side right now. Second day in a row, which is to be expected, especially when I told them to go ahead and give her the flu shot. They were asking, do I want to give it to her or not? I was like, yeah, might as well.
Yeah, shots usually will make them tired. But after a day or so, they're back to their normal self.
Yeah, she was hanging in there like a trooper today, trying to be her chipper stuff, but you could just see that it just wasn't her, but she was trying her hardest, you know what I mean?
They can't be perfect every day.
Oh, no, but she definitely tries. She's a good kid. I gotta admit it. For 6 months old, I mean, in the morning, she doesn't cry. She just sits there and plays in her crib, waits for us to get up. Most of the time I get up, I hear her. She's still just so happy-go-lucky in the mornings and whatnot. I can't complain at all. No colic at all.
Wait till she becomes a teenager.
That's when the fun really begins.
Oh, dude, I already know. I've got a 16-year-old.
Yeah, so do I. Just learning how to drive and making a pain of the rear end or something.
I'm ahead of all that. I got a 26-year-old.
Well, she knows me, and she knows that you have to earn, just like I had to earn everything from life through the Marine Corps, through afterlife. You have to earn everything. So she needs to earn it first. She's on house arrest right now on probation, and she's not doing too hot. Although her grades are definitely up there where they need to be, because I told her 80% or above, you're passing. I don't care if it's an A or B. 79.9 or below, you're failing. We got some talking to do. And it's more like me talking and you shutting the heck up.
Yeah, man.
But she's a pretty good kid. All around. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you wouldn't think a daughter would tell her father when it comes to our relationship, but she knows I don't lie to her, whether it hurts her feelings or not. I tell her like it is. That's just the way it is. It's called life. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. I'm just going to tell her like it is. She respects that.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you gotta do.
I have something to run by you guys for my base station that I intend to hook up with the other Galaxy 599, 959 that I have.
Alright, let's see what we got here. There we go. I forgot this radio drifts on the side of me a little bit.
2 or 3 more amps coming in, and I didn't know how well that would work, if I could run them in series or whatnot to, you know, put out a little bit more power, or is it just 1 amp and that's it, or I'm not quite too sure how all that works. You know what I mean? I'm used to mobile CBs and hooking up that way. Volts times amps equals watts.
You don't want to put 2 amps in series unless the second amp is a really, really big one that requires a whole lot of drive. Otherwise, you'll just overdrive it and probably smoke it.
That's right. Yeah, unless you got an 8-pill. Then you can drive it with a 2-pill.
It needs to say high drive, HD on the front. Okay, I think I have one of them coming.
Well, it's got to be a lot bigger than the one that you're driving it with.
No, it's definitely a lot bigger. If not, I get one that's a lot bigger that has high drive on it.
And then you got to make sure you got enough power supply to handle it, because the bigger amp's going to need more current. You can't make watts without amps.
Is that right? sucking it up that way.
Most people start out running a 2-pill, and then that's usually pretty good power. And then you get a little bit bigger, you run the 4 pills. And when you get bigger than a 4-pill, and you're talking serious power, but then you start dropping some coin. And then once you get past that point, you know, it's insanity. It's not even worth the amount of money you got to spend for the amount of signal gain you get.
Yeah, that's the other side of the picture. She'd pretty much kill me. Less money as possible is what I'm trying to do, but depending on where I live, I'd still like to reach out, talk to y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all like family. Right.
Yeah, well, a 2-pill is probably your best bang for the buck, because you get probably a 13 dB of gain out of one of them. As you go up higher than that, the amount of gain gets less and less.
Well, I'm sure I'm going to need somebody's help out there, if anybody's willing. There's a breaker out there. Someone step aside, let that breaker go, if that's all right with y'all.
And the cost gets higher and higher. Go, break.
They just do like I do. What I'm actually running here is a power supply, and I have a mobile amp hooked up. That's all I have. And I said I'm pretty decent.
But you need a big supply.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to get another striker antenna like I have here, and make sure the SWR is alright. That's just going to be a pain in the butt, because got to get up and down, up and down, up and down to cut the antenna where it's mounted at, which, hey, you got to do what you got to do to make sure it's right, so you don't blow nothing up or fry nothing, you know what I mean? But in the long run, it should pay off, right? It does for it. But I do know one thing. I had to get my neighbor to climb the tree and put another piece of coax up there. Because with the wind blowing, what it actually did was, it messed the coax up a little bit. And with it being wet, my SWRs are actually a little bit high. Usually they're around between 1.2 and 1.5, but right now they're about 1.8. Yeah, mine are 1 at the radio and 1.2 with the amp, which is, hey, I'm not complaining. That's pretty darn good with this striker antenna. Take 10-4. Well, it sounds pretty decent up here in Mount Penn. 10 rods, that's where I used to live, but I'm sure you knew that. Right now I'm in Bordertown, and so I got away from the Wilson 5000 and got this striker antenna. And when I did that, everybody here told me it sounds a lot better signal and modulation, and that was without the amp. And my amp's not turned all the way up right now.
Yeah, it's a good thing, though, because it's a little fuzzy around the edges, so you're probably already overdriving it.
Hang on a second. Alright, break 1, 3, audio, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. How's that right there?
Doesn't sound much different.
Got to remember that 4-to-1 ratio. Whatever your maximum peak power of your amplifier is, you want your dead key to be 1/4 of that.
Yeah, I had the RF power up just a little bit. Now it's all the way off. How's that sound now?
You got louder.
Works for me. Does it sound clearer, louder, like it's actually me?
Yeah, it is a little bit better.
It's got an edge on it though, like a saw blade. That's probably the mic that I have in right now. I haven't had a chance to take it in and clean it out. Since it's being a power mic, I gotta do that once a month, take it apart, alcohol swab the connections and stuff like that.
Shouldn't have to do that.
If you've seen this mic right here, you'd understand why. It's not in the best conditions, being held together by zip ties. That's why tomorrow I'm going up to get that noise cancellation power mic that y'all were telling me about. I already ordered it in. I gotta go pick it up tomorrow. Then he's gonna show me how to use the side bands while I'm there, because I'm more of a visual, hands-on type person than audio, hands-on type person.
You know, it just reminded me of something. Hey, Pete, how's your 250 TH going along here?
I don't even want to talk about it.
Uh-oh.
sound good. What happened?
Nothing happened, but I ripped that coil out of there because it wasn't working.
You couldn't get it to work at all?
No, I was getting more arcing and sparking, so I took it apart to make sure all them fingers and wipers and everything were nice and clean. And as I took it apart, ball bearings, little teeny tiny ball bearings went all over the place, and I gathered them all up. I don't know if I got them all or not. All the parts are sitting here in a pile.
Oh, rats. I just thought of something now, Ray, too, while y'all were talking. Little teeny tiny ball bearings everywhere around.
Yep, that's exactly what it was, too. I was gathering up. It was like herding cats. And little teeny tiny ball bearings. But yeah, I'll get to it eventually again. But I have a feeling I'm going to have to change that input tuning network because I could only sort of get kind of power on 11 meters, and I went to other bands and I didn't really sort of get any power at all. But I got arcing and sparking, and then I think that input tuning network is only really good for right around 10 and 11 meters. So I'll have to change that out too, probably.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. Hey, I was thinking, when I get my new place, having 2 striker antennas, one on each side of the roof. Obviously, you can't have them right next to each other. That's just stupid, like these truck drivers that have 2 antennas, one on the side of the truck, or whatever. What do y'all think about that?
Put them 21 feet apart. 21 feet apart. Run your 50 ohm coax outside the house to where it's convenient or whatever, and then split it into a T, and at the T, 75 ohm coax to each antenna, and then that will work. But then it makes it kind of directional.
I'm trying to about it. That's why truckers have 2 antennas, so they're pointing forward in the direction of the interstate.
Yeah, they want to talk up and down the road. They don't want to talk to the sides of the road. When you co-phased a pair of antennas like that, you get a pattern that goes forward and back between the antennas and nulls at either ends of the antennas along the axis.
Right. I understand. I know you can't have them right together. I forget what it was. If it was 12 or 21 feet, I get it mixed up. Sometimes I'm dyslexic, but 21 feet, yeah, I understand. But with the striker antennas, I figured I'd have a better shot, pointing out in all directions on each side of the roof there. And then I was going to go ahead and secure the coaxes with those plastic type that have nails on each side. Just nail them in or screw them in, whatever I need to do so they don't move and sway around.
Well, I don't think that's going to give you the results that you're looking for, because it's going to be directional across your house, forward and back of your house if you have it on either side. So the guys going straight along the roof axis of either side of your house, you won't hear as well as the ones in the front and the back if that's how it's oriented. You ought to just get yourself an IMAX 2000 fiberglass stick for the base and stick that up there. Don't be sticking no mobile antenna on the roof of the house unless you can't get away with it. Then do it. But if you can get away with it, you'll be a lot happier with a fiberglass stick or something like that. Full 5/8 ground plane base station type antenna.
Hey, and if you hook up that coax and you use those clamps, if you can't nail them, screw them. All right, Tom Raj, I appreciate all your. We'll check on the daughter and look up to see how much the IMAX antenna is. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. Playing with word games. Yeah, they're less than $100. You can usually find them for $75, $85 for the IMAX antenna.
Alright, I appreciate it, Tom, and I'll be back out a little later. I'm stepping aside now. Thank you. Classic Radio Roundup. Cobra Night. 127-115. Hey, I'm running galaxies now. I stepped up in the world. What's going on, Heidi?
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Good, you made it on the Classic Roundup.
That I did, but I can't do a remind because I don't know what's wrong with the radio.
Uh-oh, did you blow up? Did you 05 your radio?
I'm on the wrong channel.
Oh, it's on the wrong channel, okay.
I got the 13 point and then the something, but then the other it's been all static, so I don't know if it's not tuned in right or not.
Yes, sir. And ma'ams, you want this right here on 27115. That's the decimal point 115.
Your AM dial.
I go into my car. I'm actually in Kent, so I'm enjoying the talking to everyone.
Hey, it's great to hear you, Heidi. Sounding good, too. Nice evening, not too cold. Not like last night.
I don't know, I went out yesterday, so I didn't know how it was.
It's 48 now. Last night it was 28.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cold the last couple of nights. And I got the wood stove going because I didn't want to turn blue down here at Command and Control Central.
Yeah, that was us watching the softball game tonight. That wind was brutal.
Who else is on tonight?
Oh, about 20 people.
Spitfire 441 on my antique Regency Formula 23.
I can hear the guys down in Delaware keying up a tube rig.
Yeah, I've been listening to them for the last half hour. Boop, boop. That was that one guy last week was talking all about that effect. They were trying to explain to him that's what it was. Boop.
Yeah, and one guy down there, it kind of rises. It goes.
I can't hear none of that.
Hello, Nose Streak, we hear you. That's right. Concurrent Classic Radio Roundup in Delaware County. Sparky saying hello.
Countywide radio.
Hey, so
Countywide, countywide, countywide. Good evening, time, countywide.
Here's number 7.
Hello, Mr. Leisure. What's going on?
Just making my way home for a busy day at work. I've been on the road since 6:30 this morning. Got work.
10-4 on the busy day. I hear you on those busy days. Well, I go in tonight and it's my Friday, so the weekend is right around the corner.
Right on. I just wanted to get it. I heard you key up. Wanted to get it here. I don't want to kill anybody or take anybody's radio playtime. I just want to say hey. Wish everybody out there a good week. You know who this is, and I'm going 10-7. Y'all have a good one. I just wanted to make an appearance as a classic operator. I'm the only, and I'll put it on you later.
See you, number 7. Have a good one.
Good to hear from you, number 7. Every once in a while, I wonder where you're at when I don't hear from you in a while.
Well, usually at night by this time, I'm either up on the other one, or I'm home by now and I'm asleep. Once I sit down in that big comfy reclinable chair, I sit in front of that big screen TV, that's it, man. I fall out asleep. Them TV programs put me right out, man. It's like a lullaby.
good to hear you, Leisure.
Yeah, my latest favorite channel is the Science Channel. And my latest favorite TV program is the What's on Earth show, where they're using the satellites to look over the Earth.
Yeah, they had a new one last night.
Yeah, I seen it.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's my new favorite show.
You know, I used to, when Google Earth came out, I was looking all around at stuff like that. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, me too. It's just cool. We can look down on ourselves, man.
When that first came out, I started going over to the naval bases and seeing what ships were in port.
Seeing which ones are airbrushed out, too.
Well, I seen my own ship. I'm like, well, that photo's old because that ship no longer exists.
Yeah, well, you know what they did? They airbrushed out in there. And well, I found out just from my own property. It was a year and a half until the picture would change.
Yeah, I like going over my property here, and depending on what time of the year it is, whether I could see my antennas or not.
Because at different times I had a truck. I had a red truck in the backyard for a couple years. I had a white truck in the backyard for a couple years. And they all had an antenna on them, you know?
Yeah, they don't
change those pictures very often.
Yeah, I could see that Mosley Tri-bander though, summer or winter. I can't see the rest of them in the summer though. I can't hardly see the house, but I can see that Mosley Tri-bander.
Yeah, the last time they took the picture over my house, the day I was winterizing my boat, and you could see my truck in the boat in the driveway, and I'm winterizing it. That's cool. Yo. Alright, man, I'm getting off of my exit. You guys have a good week, man.
Yeah, great signal, man. Tonight sounded good.
See you later, number 7.
I'm only running this thing at 50% right now. I still got problems here I gotta work out. 50% is better than some people's 100%. Well, Dave, you and I live to a different, standard than most, have we? Well, that's true. You've been around the block a few times. Yeah.
He looks like it.
Have you been to this rodeo before?
You know, my mom told me when I was a kid, son, don't even try to be an actor, because you got a face for radio. My mother told me the same thing. I got a face for radio. You're killing me over here.
Apparently, I got a face for radio too, because I do it all over the place. CB radio, ham radio, and broadcast radio.
I finally get my feet wet in that sandbox.
I'm in all kinds of radio that there is. CB, ham, and broadcast.
Yeah, if it's radio, I gotta deal with it somehow.
Don't forget, shameless plugs, our astute colleague over there, Spitfire, is going to be on air July 4th.
That's a little bit in the future yet.
Yeah, I'll be on May 2nd is the next one.
Okay, but a special show on July 4th.
Oh yeah, you will hear Praise the Lord and Pass the Ammunition.
Lots of ups and base Jason.
Hello, neighbor.
Skeeter. What's up, Skeet? I know you're number 7. You're killing me over here. Yeah, well, what do you expect where I was? At least I'm not on High Street. That's a good thing.
I could tell when he was approaching the Saratoga exit because he was way up in the red zone.
Skeeter, I take you down there and sit in Kemp's parking lot and sit and talk all night. That's all right. Keep on rolling. Go bless somebody else's neighborhood, right?
Hey, Leisure,
Yeah, go on, buddy.
park down by the Schuylkill and run the ground wire down into the river.
I've done that.
Voight.
Oh, yeah. When I lived in Linfield.
Hey, remember when Green Dog did that in his boat? He had a 102 whip on the boat and he drug a ground wire. Man, I heard him cruising up and down the Schuylkill.
Wow. He was talking skip with one pill, remember that?
Yeah, it was working.
From a little rowboat. No, it was a trolling motor. It was a little 12-volt battery and a little one pill in the radio. And I think he killed the battery and had to run home.
Yeah, don't use the same battery for your trolling motor as you do your one pill.
No, it don't work that way. There's only so many amps in a storage battery.
He was literally drifting.
Now, if you take the standard Texas Star 1-pill V mod modulator, put it behind your seat to one of them, just a small car battery charged up, and don't hook power up to it, I found out that it'll run that and the receive amp for 120 days before you gotta recharge it. Depends on how many times you key it down. We're talking about me here.
Yeah, no dropping them all day long.
Well, no. But I mean, I had that in my pickup truck when I first started working down at the airport. And I had that thing in there I did that experiment for about 6 months. I ran that one pill in that battery. And I found that about every 120 days I had to recharge it. That's a lot of time. Yeah, for just a little 2290 and a receive amp to work off of. That's what I mean. That's going to draw probably 4 or 5 amps maybe, and eventually I'll draw the battery down. Yeah, I was impressed that the battery lasted that long.
Yeah, remember when I did the classic radio roundup camp out in the backyard in my tent? And I wanted to see how long I could run my Regency Imperial on battery power, and I didn't make it through half the roundup?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, trying to run a 13-tube radio on a 12-volt car battery, and lasted just about an hour, and I was done.
Yeah, well, you gotta remember, all those filaments and everything, that's a constant draw. It's probably draws like 4 or 5 amps on receive and 12 amps on transmit.
Yeah, constant draw. Making high voltage and lighting up filaments.
Yeah, tube radios are definitely not economically friendly when it comes to running on battery power.
Well, I wanted to try it out, see how long it would last. It lasted an hour, or maybe a little less.
Yeah, one of these nights, I mean, that's on the list of themes for Classic Radio Roundup. You know, we got the emergency power night. We'll have to do that.
Yeah, I'll have to set my tent up again. I'll do that again. And I can hook up to the base antenna out there.
Frank, I've done that a few times. There's a breaker. Go ahead, break.
Yeah, just wanted to check in, Classic Radio Roundup. This is Side Pipes.
Hey, Side Pipe, got you checked in on the Classic Radio Roundup. Sparky waving back your way. Good evening.
Good evening to you.
Yeah, hello, Side Pipes. Sounding good again tonight. No doubt about it. Spitfire.
Yeah, I hear you out there loud and clear. This radio sounds pretty good. I got another radio.
Yeah, radio sounds fine. Doing a good job.
All right, thank you.
What radio is it?
Galaxy.
10-4. I'm running this Cobra 2000.
23 channel, Regency, Formula 23, big box with a clock.
Yeah, it sounds good down here in Phoenixville.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. I think I should switch to one of my other Cobras.
Ooh.
23 channel. Browning Mark III. And then some.
You have a Cobra over there, Skeeter?
I got one.
Yeah, you got that 29 in the service truck.
Got many Cobras.
Oh, see, you got mini Cobras.
That gets to be a logistical pain for me, switching over the video gate to another radio.
Breaker. Hey, Breaker. Hey, this is the Roach, radio station 104. Checking into the Classic Radio Roundup.
Hello, Roach. Sounding good tonight. Spitfire 441 on this antique Formula 23 by Regency.
Hey, Roger that, Spitfire. I got you in here. You're loud and clear on my end. And I'm not exactly running a Classic, but I like the station and I like the company.
Yeah, it's not a strict requirement to run a Classic. It's all about the fun on Classic Radio Roundup.
We'd like to see how close we can get to the borough line at Hatfield.
Like 1950s, maybe 1960s RCA. 23 channel, I'd like to be able to get on the Roundup, but it needs some repair work.
Yeah, well, there's no CB radios older than 1959. 1959 is when the Class D Citizens Band radio service was established, so 1959 is as old as the CB you can get.
Yeah, no, that's a negative. I'm not talking on that. I'm talking on another radio. I'm saying I have one that I'd like to get on the Classic Radio Roundup, but it needs some repair work.
Yeah, understood. I understood what you said. I'm just saying, you know, just for future reference, the oldest CB out there that you could get a hold of is 1959. There is nothing older.
You're Hatfield.
Woohoo! Oh, 05.
you crossed over the borough line.
05.
Alright.
Sorry to hear we lost Merle Haggard.
Alright, I'll switch over to my Cobra.
two different channel selectors. The left side is for transmit, 23 channel. Then it's got flying and squelch. The right side it has for the receive, and it's got the 23 channel selector, and then it's got a dial. And the dial goes as follows. 0, 15, 55, 105, 135, 175, 225, 255. And then it goes 22, 18, 15, 12, 8, 5, 1 on this dial here. I have no idea what it does. Not what it does, but what it is.
And 316, 2 hours late.
It's an enigma. It's an enigma machine.
217, 2 hours late.
That almost sounds like a pacer or something. Anyway, alright, I'll get on board. I'll get on board with my Cobra 142 GTL.
Yeah, so I switched to my Cobra 139. Straight 23 channel version.
This is my newest CB radio right here. I think it's the only 40 channel CB radio that I own. Except for my 221 TRC walkie-talkie, that's 40 channels.
Doesn't have quite the fidelity of the other rig you were on. Louder.
Yeah, it's louder, but not as good sounding.
I think it's just a mic choice.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. It's one of them goofy 5-pins.
So I got the adapter.
I am not a member of eBay. I proudly have boycotted eBay now for 2 whole years.
Well, alright, I'm back.
I'm sure there's other sources out there if I pursued the matter. It's not really not that important.
Most of the stuff on eBay is on Amazon now. I sort of noticed that. I can't wait for my drone delivery.
Yeah, Amazon Prime.
Yeah, well, Fogelsville, drop it, baby.
What was the name of that antenna?
IMAX, IMAX 2000.
I appreciate it, brother. Sorry about that. My traumatic brain injury from Iraq, my short-term memory's all sorts of screwed up.
Don't worry about it, brother. It's all right.
We're getting your learn on, and I'll tell you what, you can do 2 IMAXs or 2 of any antenna and have it directional somewhat if you get the high gain, the binding, the machine there that puts them all together. It's like a co-phaser, high gain co-phaser.
Yeah, and they're rare as hen's teeth.
Let me write this down.
Don't
IMAXs with the high gain co-phaser, and you don't even need 750.
don't overload the guy. Let him get the first IMAX first, then worry about searching out the co-phaser, because that's not something you can just order off of Amazon.
Basically, I'm going to be working with this mobile 959 Bravo Galaxy. 1 or possibly 2 of the amps, depending, like you said, if one's the high drive, whatever, and going from there.
You got to be careful about that high drive thing, because you can get a 4-pill box that says it's high drive, but if you drive it with a 2-pill, you're going to overdrive it. You can drive a 4-pill high drive with a standard radio.
Thinking actually of doing, now that I had a little bit of chance to think about when I went inside, is getting just 1 linear amp and getting a higher watt linear amp.
Yep, get a 2-pill. You want a higher watts, get a 4-pill. And trust me, with a 4-pill is really all you need.
10, Raj. That's a secret. Senna, I gotta write that down. Hang on a second, I gotta find the pen that she probably took out of here.
Anything bigger than that's going to cost a lot of money, and then you got spend more money for the power supply for it. But a 4-pill can be done with a 50 amp power supply and driven with a regular radio, and it'll get you out there just fine.
Yeah, depending on the terrain and where I'm living, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get over to this farmhouse where it'd be easy for me to
put the antenna on top of like the flagpole, birdhouse type thing, and not have a problem there. It's the middle of the yard, it's high up, you know what I mean? And there's nothing around, really, except for the house and a tree. Everything else is farmland, then you go to the forests and hills, and I'm just trying to push over those forests and hills. It's on the other side of Fleetwood there. When I was out my mobile, I can still pick you guys up here and there, but it was hard.
What's the elevation? You got one of those GPSs in your vehicle?
Well, you can't really, you can get an idea from the mobile, but a base is going to do a lot better, especially if you have a full 5/8 wave base type antenna.
Yeah, you get up in the air.
Question on the elevation, I couldn't tell you, I wasn't really keeping track, but next time I go over there, if we do go over there, I'll let you know.
Okay, South Philly, man. Welcome to the Classic Radio Roundup. 10-4, Sparky up this way. Spring Mount Ski Area, and we're running the Classic Radio Roundup.
Hey, tell them Ghost here, I'm over here in Boyertown, South Philly.
10-4, that's a good trip, man.
We got a local breaker around here in the grass here, guys.
Cobra Radio Night, Cobra 2000 base station.
Can you get back there, breaker? I missed that. Drayton and Solderton?
There's like two stations going at the same time.
Somebody in Parkerford, I couldn't get the handle.
Somebody's not clear, or is it me?
No, that's Delaware County guys talking to South Philly.
Alright, so it's the IMAX 2000. She took the damn pen with her to work. That was in my truck. That's my pen, and she knows that. So, anything else other than that for right now, or should I just stick with that? Take care.
73, today's easy, man. Great, I'm out of here.
I mean, like, what kind of coax should I run?
RG8X or Belden 9913 or LMR, Andrews LMR 400. There's a few different kinds you can get away with, depending on how much money you want to spend and how long your run's going to be. But for typical installation, you can use RG8.
Alright, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. Once again.
Yeah, if it's under 100 feet, you can go with RG213. That's a good coax. It's going to be well over that, then I would go with LMR 400.
It's just how many watts am I going to be pushing? You know what I mean?
All of those will handle more power than you'll ever get a hold of.
I pushed 500 watts to RG58 already, so.
Yeah, I've pushed a kilowatt through RG8X.
Yeah, 6 inches.
Prior to coming out to the truck, you know, talk to you guys when I could be relaxed in the house talking to you guys. You know what I mean? If I've got another Galaxy as a backup radio, I could just hook that up in the house and do my thing.
Yeah, you got to understand, you get a nice base station antenna and put it up 20, 30 feet in the air, it's going to do a lot better than your mobile will at 5 feet in the air. Come on.
Dan Raj, yeah, this is about 10 feet up with the whip all the way to the tip. So, but hey, I'm doing pretty good right now in this.
Yeah, and you always measure the antenna at the base, not the tip, as far as elevation goes, because that's where the wave starts.
Oh, yeah, I know that. I'm just saying that's how high the tip goes up, the whip.
Yeah, well, okay, but even still, 5 feet, 6 feet off the ground versus 30 feet off the ground with a 5/8 antenna versus a loaded quarter wave. There's a huge difference in gain.
Oh, definitely. Understood, definitely. I completely concur with what you're saying. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to point out the differences and all, you know, because your mobile antenna is not a full-size antenna, you know, so it's actually less, it's below zero gain. you know, than even a full-size quarter wave. It's got less gain. So you get a gain antenna, and then you're already way on the plus side.
You're overloading him with information.
Yeah, and that other antenna just slipped out of my mind in 2000. So before it slips one more time and I irritate you guys about what it is, keep my one more time. I'm gonna run in here and go type it down, and that way I don't forget.
IMAX. IMAX. IMAX 2000.
They're easy on the eyes, too.
For a minute, thanks guys. Great.
Yeah, they're unobtrusive and they're easy to install, and they take a beating.
Oh, easy one-man install. Yeah, great point. I am a huge rifle. You know what? I don't miss anything ever, man. It's been an enjoyable life with it. All right, I'll catch you. I'm out of here. I'm 10-7, man. I gotta go into my real life. Okay.
Man, it got busy all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm hearing some chatter in the distance.
Have a breaker in there. Go ahead, breaker.
I was saying, you ought to get yourself an Antron 99.
There's a breaker?
No, he doesn't want an Antron 99.
Another junk.
He doesn't want an Antron 99. He does not want that. He wants an IMAX 2000. For the difference in price and the difference in gain and everything else, he doesn't want an Antron 99. Nobody wants an Antron 99 anymore.
They're junk.
Don't you say, that's 30 feet high. That's off the ground the water.
For a $15 difference in price of the A99 and the IMAX 2000, you get 2 dB more gain. You might as well spend the 15 bucks and get the 2 dB more gain.
Yeah, but you don't put heat on that thing. And then you eat that thing.
Oh, Christ.
Damn operator how to do stuff. You turn your voltage down, you twist the bottom, down to the center, you straight, you get out. It's for 30 bucks. At my house.
Who is that?
I don't know, but a 5/8 wave antenna is going to outperform an end-fed half wave any day of the week.
What's the most I should probably pay for this? Because I'm seeing them in here anywhere from 180 bucks to 159.
Wow. Well, I guess the price has gone up on them things. I thought they were like, last time I bought one, it was 80 bucks.
No, they're like 125 shipped.
Yeah, there's one in here that I see 116, or actually, yeah, 116 and 67 for shipping.
Holy crap. No, you got to be able to find one cheaper than that. In fact, if you don't mind taking a drive, you could probably drive down to R&R and buy one there and drive it back home. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's been a few years since I bought one, but I paid like $80.
Yeah, it's Delaware, so no tax. They're more than 80 bucks now.
Wow, that's amazing. There's no reason those things should cost more than $100.
Yeah, they're at that $100 threshold.
Okay, well, even if you pay $100 for it, you'll be happy you did. And buy it down in Delaware and you won't pay any sales tax.
What about this Harvest V2000?
About a homemade quarter wave.
Mako Alpha V58.
Yeah, that's a good antenna.
Probably costs more. If an IMAX is 120, I'm sure the Mako V58 is going to be more.
You could make a homemade quarter wave antenna for probably, I don't know, 25 bucks.
Or less, if you have the wire in the house.
Hey, all you need is that panel PO connector.
What was another good antenna?
The Mako antenna, Mako V58s. That's an aluminum antenna, but it's got ground radials and a little harder to put up by yourself.
Yeah, it's bigger. Sirio is a good one. Sirio 2016, Italian fabrication. Bigger, better.
Yeah, but I heard those Sirios don't hold up so well to ice loading. They bend and break. I heard they're thin wall aluminum.
That's funny. My ground planes are solid. Yeah, but they're only 8 inches long. Well, they're longer than that, 20-some inches. I have not had any problem. It's got that neat capacitor hat on there. Looks like a globe.
Yeah, I don't understand how those shorter radials will work at this frequency.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. Get an 8 wavelength. Well, it happens so that right where my antenna attaches to my metal chimney that goes down to my fireplace, so I got a nice bit of counterpoise there.
Give me quarter wave radials or give me nothing at all.
Well, seems to be working.
But how much better would it work if you put one with quarter wave ground plate radials?
I think that remains to be seen.
Exactly. So there's your challenge there. You need to put up a real ground plate and report back.
I got a couple Mako 5/8s. I'll have to try one.
There's your homework assignment. In fact, if you know, I got two aluminum ground planes in the backyard. Just need a little refurb. You don't mind refurbing? Maybe I'll let you have one of them.
The Workman Saturn's any good? My goal is to have 3 of those Mako ones, and then you buy that. It was a high gain or Mako. Did Mako have the 3 controller? It was like a button that went between 3 positions, and that was for your 5/8 ground planes if you had 3 of them.
So you can make it into a super scanner.
Yeah, I think they used the super scanners on the Makos, and they made their own box, maybe.
That would be interesting. A super scanner with 5/8 wave radiators.
Does anybody hear the other little stations keying up?
Yeah, they're down in Delaware County. Concurrent Classic Radio Roundup.
Hey, how about these Sigmas? Are they any good?
The Avanti Sigma? I don't think they make them anymore.
No, there's a Sigma 2010 Skipmaster half-inch wave 2010 CV fiberglass base station for 123 free shipping.
Stay away from the half wave antennas if you can. Get a 5/8 wave antenna. If the price is all around the same, go for the 5/8 wave antenna.
Yeah, there's another one, the same company. It has 5/8 Silver Rod CBE base station antenna for 77. Or the IMAX is even better. It's at 0.64. Then here's the fiberglass 5/8 from the same company, 136 base station, the Sigma.
You should go with a proven reputable antenna that people are talking about. Yeah, you don't know what you're going to get otherwise.
And this thing, oh man, I'm telling you, this thing is incredible. And not only do I feel it's incredible, but everybody I talk to and tell that I have this antenna, all tell me the same thing. This antenna is awesome. So yeah, I would go with a Mako V5/8.
I like mine.
I liked mine till a tree branch took it down, but then put up my IMAX 2000 and it's been hit by tree branches. It's been frozen and encased in ice, and it's still kicking. Where the Mako needs to be refurbed after getting hit by the tree branch.
You need to refurb it, stick it back up so you get even more signal.
If the wind blows the wrong way, and this sucker's whacked out.
Stick with the popular antennas that guys are using. Don't go experimenting, and you'll be happy with a 5/8 wave antenna. If you get a half wave antenna now, you're not going to be happy with it, and you're going to want to buy a 5/8 antenna later anyway. So just avoid all the hassle and get a 5/8 wave antenna.
Right, Raj, I appreciate it. I'm probably going to go with the IMAX 2000 5/8.
That's the simplest one to do. You can drive to Delaware, pay for it, drive back, and have it up in the same half a day.
Or you could just throw it out on Craigslist that says, hey, you have a crappy old antenna on the roof of your house that used to belong to Pop-Pop? Or did you buy a house and it has an ugly antenna on the side of it? Want to get rid of it? Have no fear, call me. I will take that sucker down for free. And that's how you can get it.
And I'd be willing to bet that you could probably order an IMAX through Papa Bear, and he eats the shipping, and you just pay the price. Just check him out on his price. He may be good or maybe not. Otherwise, drive down to Delaware and pick one up down there and bring it back home. But stick with the fiberglass IMAX 2000. You'll probably be pretty happy with it. Otherwise, go with a Mako V5/8 if you're not going to worry about having a hassle putting it up.
Or check with Sue Aunt Willie. Keep the business local if you can.
I'll check it out with him tomorrow.
Or you can get a couple beams and put them up in the air. Yeah, I was going to say, dispense with the ground plane nonsense and just go with a pair of stacked floors.
I bought my antenna off the roof up to somebody's house for 50 bucks. Climbed up there, took it apart, brought it home.
Whatever works.
Yeah, whatever's available.
We can go to quarter wave Dave route and just put a wire up there. His seems to be working pretty good. Yeah, he made his own homemade wire quarter wave antenna, and it does work pretty good. And it's probably been up for 40 years.
The reason it works so well, though, is because he's got it hoisted way up high in a tree.
He's usually about the first one I hear when I come into town. I'll hear the quarter wave Dave out there.
It's because I ain't talking.
Okay.
I know you hear me out there pretty daggone far.
Ain't none of y'all gonna talk when I got them all down.
All day long.
If I can't talk, Skip.
Drop them all day long. You gotta have, I think you're the one that's got the original of that recording. I thought you said you lost all your recordings and your computer dumped, didn't it?
No, my computer still works. It's just as soon as you hook up to the internet, it bogs down real stupid slow. But all my files are still there. All those sirens and trucker, and all that stuff. I still have it.
You gotta find the one where he's doing the, if I can't talk, Skip, because you played that on one of the clips. I didn't realize how old that was. But this was one of those clips from 10 years ago, and you played it for Gene. He said, oh, that sounds good, because I think he had a little bit of echo to it or something.
Is that the one where he's got a little, it's not Barbie Girl, but it's some other stupid, silly music he's got playing in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I knew what that song was. If I can't talk, Skip, I'll drop them all day long, and I hear that stupid, silly music he's got playing.
Yep, that's the one. Hopefully you can locate that, because I checked all my stuff, and I never got that one from you or anything, so I don't have that one.
If you didn't get it from me, then I must not have it, because I gave you everything I had.
Well, maybe there's another store somewhere that you didn't, because I know I got a lot of stuff from you, but that wasn't part of it.
I'll have to check. I'll have to check the hard drive. It may be buried in another file. Yeah, there's something up with my computer. I need somebody that's a computer whiz to blow out my virus or whatever the hell is in there. So it works fine until you hook up onto the internet, and then it bogs down, and there's nothing running, and it bogs down. I'm like, this is not right.
Yeah, you got a virus. As soon as it connects to the internet, it starts probably sending out spam emails or something.
If I can't talk, Skip, I'm going to drop them all day long. You can't get your numbers called. Didn't somebody record that? I think Gene might have recorded that, or you did.
No, I didn't, because I think I missed that. I was like right in there after it or something.
Yeah, Hightower come hollering in from Ontario. Timing couldn't have been any better.
Yeah, I have a couple recordings that Gene made. That one where Wizzy was going SPD with his wannabe Joe Gunn. I think Gene recorded that.
There's another classic. Big Dave and his wannabe Joe Gunn.
That was funny, all the nonsense going on that night. That was the night I was rolling on the floor laughing so hard I couldn't even talk. I couldn't breathe hardly.
I can't believe that was 10 years ago.
Oh my God. Yeah, time flies. I'm surprised because I dated those recordings. You know, I made a lot of them. I wasn't even here because I had this program that had it would squelch the computer and and it wouldn't record until somebody actually started talking. So it wouldn't just sit there recording dead air. And I used to leave it on for hours, dude. And, I got like 7 hours worth of recording on one of them.
That's right. Never negate the Watergate.
Hey, that was a good program. If you were working me around and you didn't want to miss something, you just put that on there. Hello.
Hello, Ron. How are you?
Alright.
Graduated from audio to video.
Video killed the radio star.
On my Cobra 142 GTL.
Tiger, how's it sound now? A little anemic, like it needs a little bit boost in the audio stage. Yeah, it's just a stock mic. Oh, that's why. Okay.
I thought you'd be running that Cobra 1000 technology.
No, I'm working on that Royce 641.
Yeah, it's not a Cobra 4-pin mic configuration.
No, it's Royce, Midland. Yeah, I had to rewire my Royce so it would match the Cobra configuration.
Got a barrel connector for that. Hey Ron, do you still have my number?
I think so.
Alright, yeah, because I wanted to send you a picture of this RCA that I have. It's like late 50s, maybe early 60s. And I'd like to know what model it is. All it says is that it's RCA.
That stands for Retarded Children of America.
And it's probably not 50s.
Housed our corporate centers in Camden, New Jersey.
Probably not from the 50s.
Yeah, it's 23 channel. Yeah, speaker in the middle. Transmit dial, you set the frequency you want to transmit. The other side, you set the frequency you want it to receive, and then it's got this other dial thing. I don't even know what it does. That's for his bastard voice.
Are you sure it's separate dial for transmit and receive and not just two different channel selectors and you scan between the two?
No, that's exactly what it says. It's got the 23 channel dial on the left, says transmit. It's got the 23 dial on the right that says receive.
That's weird. I don't know why they would do that. I mean, running split frequency was not really a big deal, on the CB.
Yeah, I don't know why they do it either. I had the radio open and you could clearly see it's like the board, they split the board right in half. Transmit on one side, receive on the other.
Yeah, that's kind of bizarre.
Separate banks of crystals for each.
That kind of reminds me of the SBE Coronado too. They had the twin dials on it, but that was just, you click between one and the other, and you could scan between the two.
Right, and then it's got this other dial. I have no idea what it does at all. Well, you got volume and squelch, that's obvious, but then it's got this other thing. I have no idea what it does. I mean, it's got numbers on it. Don't know what they mean. That's the flux capacitance.
Maybe it's a clarifier.
Flux capacitor. That's where you twist it until you decided whether you had enough fun or not.
Might be a fine tuner, and it's labeled as kilohertz or hertz.
I mean, no labels. I mean, it starts out at 965, then it goes 15, 55, 105, 135, 175, 225, 255, and then it goes 22, 18, 15, 12, 8, 5, 1.
That's bizarre. God's name would that be? That number sequence doesn't make any sense.
That's why, sorry, it's hard for me to hear you. If somebody else a little closer, maybe they can translate for me, because you're in the distance.
Distance?
somebody to relay that for me?
Where are you at?
I'm in Devon, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Start seeing a little bit.
Can anybody else relay that message?
Turning the beam. Alright. We'll step on the gas.
If he's on Valley Forge, and turn it towards like South Philadelphia if he's west.
Well, he should be able to hear me now. If not, there's something really wrong.
Right, where's he at?
I'm in Douglasville, Berks County.
Oh, okay. This is the person I'm talking to then, okay.
Yeah, this is the party to whom you were speaking.
Excellent. Now I can hear you loud and clear. That's great. All right, yeah, any ideas or thoughts on what this RCA radio may be?
What, is it a base or a mobile?
It looks like it's set up for both.
Well, if you can plug it in the wall, it's a base.
Well, it looks like it has a plug attachment in the back. It could go either or, base or mobile.
And let's see, is it got tubes in it or is it solid state?
No, it's a tube set, and yeah, it looks like you could unplug the cord. Kind of look like the Yaesu, the old the FT101s. You could you could plug them into the wall outlet, or you can use it as a mobile. With a 13/8 supply.
Yeah, that's bizarre. I have to look that up on the internet or something to see what the heck that is.
Right, and it's got crystals, and it's got literally little doors that open up on the top to change the crystals. It looks like it's got, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 crystals on each side.
Yeah, see, I don't know how you get 23 channels out of that.
The dial selector says 23 on one side, 23 on the other.
Is it click between all 23 or is it a sliding tuner?
No, it clicks. It click, click, click.
Yeah, because you usually need at least, 10 crystals will give you your 24 channels, but then you need to have 2 other mixers at least somewhere.
Right, well that's what I'm saying, and then it's got this other dial on it, where you can, change, I guess, I don't know, maybe it changes frequency offset or something, I'm not sure what it does. Some type of maybe a fine tuner.
RCA Mark 8, a 1962.
Is that what that is, Dave? A Mark 8?
Yeah, that's what he's trying to describe. That's what it sounds like.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, it is on the phone, sound pick the wife up, down her friendlies.
CB Trex just put it in, and CB Trex has a picture of it.
I'm going to look that up.
10-4.
Thanks, Quarter Wave.
I had the
Number on it, if that'll help.
after you said last week I had to just key up one time.
Well, you should be keying up more than that because we miss you when you're not in there.
I'm back on the side.
Yeah, I know. You're a survivor.
Anybody heard from Hawks tonight?
Hawkeye, he's sandbagging.
Hawk, you out there?
Yeah, the problem I'm having with this radio is that it'll transmit, but it's got no receive.
Yeah, like I said, I gotta go up to see Papa Bear tomorrow, so I'm gonna talk with him about the antennas for the house, and what.
Breaker acknowledged, standby.
See what kind of power supply I can get to plug in. You know what I mean?
Okay, there was a breaker up on this end. Go ahead, breaker.
Yeah, I just put a base tuner out of that. It's been in my basement
that brought out a radio from the basement. It is transmitting. We do hear you. What's your location? Copy on the Harleysville, Pennsylvania. Well, welcome to the Classic Radio Roundup. Every Wednesday night from 8 to 10 p.m. we get in here and break out the old classic radios. Happen to be running the Cobra 2000 base station tonight, but we did hear you. What kind of radio is that?
This is their SBE console 2. I believe it's probably from the early 70s, I imagine. It's going to be a D104 leg and a token stand. It's on a Sidewinder 75 amp on it.
Copy on the Sidewinder 75 amp on a console 2 SBE base station, man. Great radio. Good combination there. You got a little hum in there from the power supply capacitors in the radio, more than likely. There is some hum in there, so if you could hook that radio up to a separate 12-volt supply, that thing would be kick-ass. Now, the 60 hertz hum from the leaky power supply filter capacitors, they're robbing your modulation, but you are transmitting. I'm in Springmount, and this is Sparky.
It's humming because you don't know the words.
And I am Ghost. Stray Cat, another new check-in on the Classic Radio Roundup from Harleysville on his SBE Console 2.
Yeah, replace that filter cap and you'll be golden.
Yeah, or just rig it up to the same power supply your amp's on. Get that 3-prong connector. That's cool when you bring something out of the basement, you plug it in and it works. No, sir, the hum is still in there, but it's very familiar to us.
Hey, Spark. Hey, what's he using for an antenna there, Sparky?
Harleysville Station, what kind of antenna was that?
Yeah, I've got no copy on him over this way.
Understand you. He's a local operator. On the Archer antenna, is that a magnetic mount? Oh, an Archer big stick. Okay, cool. Well, you got the potential. Wait a minute, you started clearing up there.
Yeah, but the signal dropped.
We turned off the amp and the hum went away.
Aha, I said.
And now I don't hear him, Sparky.
Yeah, I can tell his carrier's there, but he's got no audio.
Okay, operator, you were sounding good there with the box, but the hum went away, and now that's all good. So, I did hear you, man. Check us out, man. Every Wednesday night we're in here and a bunch of other times, too. With a bunch of local operators from Harleysville and stuff. There's people on CB still.
And he went away. Yeah, every now and then when he transmits, I hear him, and he's in here loud and clear, and then all of a sudden he disappears.
Yeah, well, stand by. He's transmitting now.
Okay, it's because you're stepping on him. All right, what was the handle again, our Harleysville station?
Stray Cat, like the Stray Cat strut. Yeah, you need more audio out of that radio. You got a carrier, but there's hardly any audio.
Okay, yeah, because now it's all clean and stuff, but barefoot. But I hear him fine. I just want to let you guys know he's giving me a nice 9-pound signal over this way. And Heidi, if she's out there still. All right, Stray Cat, good to hear you on the roundup. Get it going. You got the little box working out there, and the hum could be just like a mic issue, like a ground loop or something.
A 9. He needs to give me a 1.
Someone started clarifier back and forth. Maybe that'll be it.
That thing's still lacking in audio.
Hey, but it's a new check-in.
That's right. The more the merrier on Classic Radio Roundup.
Try and help them along, you know?
That's right. Well, yeah, I'm trying to help them along by got to turn up that mic gain. More people will hear them.
If you ain't got the amps and the volts.
You ain't gonna make watts.
You ain't gonna do nothing. So what?
You can't get your numbers called.
Hey, Sparky.
Hey, Spark, wait a minute. I got one last question for you.
Go ahead.
Hey, one of the meters that I got is antenna, radio tuning type meter. I guess it tunes the antenna with radio, whatnot, however that works. It works for base and for mobile. Think I should hook that up when I get to my new house, wherever that might be, to help me out?
No.
Well, you don't need an antenna tuner, but you want to have an SWR and a watt meter would be good.
Yeah, if you need an antenna tuner, all you're doing is band-aiding a problem.
Yeah, this new meter that I got in is SWR, watt meter, goes up to 5,000 watts, and also has modulation meter on it. If anybody needs to use it, just let me know.
Yeah, you want to put that baby in line after the amp and between the amp and the antenna.
So hook it up after the amp and before the antenna.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, that's what I was trying to figure out there. And that's that one meter that I have that tunes in the, basically the antenna with the radio.
That one should have a bypass position. You want to bypass that tuner. You don't want to be using that tuner.
Yeah, but the SWR bridge might work still. I don't know how. I don't think they have a bypass mode, most of them.
This is a brand new meter. It's a really small type meter.
Yeah, but I mean, they're usually when the antenna tuner has a bypass position. In other words, you can use the tuner or bypass the tuner. Usually they have that bypass, and you want to bypass it. If it doesn't, don't use it. It's just all antenna tuner really is for people on the ham bands, or you want to cover a lot of frequency coverage with one antenna, or you're band-aiding a problem. For your purposes, you don't want to use it.
Alright, Sam Raj, I appreciate it.
You can use it for the metering if it has a bypass position where you're not using the tuner part. The meter should still work.
Oh, it does. It's got the bypass on there. Like I said, I got 3 different meters in, just so, I hook all 3 of them up when I check SWR. Whenever I, got the first 2, because the one said 10%, basically what it said was 10% give or take. I'm not putting up with that 10% give or take. It better be a lot more better than that, like 1% give or take is with me, you know what I mean?
Well, most of the CB quality meters are probably 5%, 10% accuracy anyway. That's why I told you before, they're just for relativity. They're not for exactness.
Yeah, the one that I got now has 1%, so I'm good on that one. That's the one that does the 5,000 watts.
Yeah, well, ain't nobody here, unless they're lying to you, putting out 5,000 watts.
Oh, I know that. It was just a good quality meter at a decent price. I think I paid $40 for it, and it works perfect.
Your best bang for your buck is going to be your antenna. Then the next big bang for your buck is going to be your amplifier.
Got it. I appreciate it. I'm just, like I said, I'm not used to the base stations. I'm more mobile, you know what I mean?
Well, a mobile radio can be made a base radio. You hook it up to a power supply on the base. The only difference between a base and a mobile is a base station has a built-in power supply. A lot of the radios, the board's the same board.
There's a Cobra 148 that snuck inside my radio here.
A lot different than it is just shit.
It says Cobra 2000 on the outside, but
and whatnot.
He's still talking.
The right way. You know what I'm saying?
I thought he unkeyed. Yeah, well, the only difference really between a base radio and a mobile radio is a base radio is the power supply built into it. A mobile radio and the base radios, a lot of them have the same boards inside, there's just no internal power supply. So you could take a mobile radio, put it on the base, hook it up to a power supply and a big antenna, and nobody knows it's a mobile radio.
Right, that's what I was going to do. I was going to go and get like a 2,000 or 3,000 watt power supply, so that way I can hook up the amp, the CB, and whatnot.
and be good to go.
Well, power supplies are rated in amps, not by watts. So, you know, you'd probably be good with at least a, 30, 40, 50 amp supply if you want to put a big box on it. It all depends what you want to run. I mean, if you're just running a 2-pill and a radio, you can get away with a 20 amp supply. But if you're going bigger, you need bigger power supply.
Alright, I'll look into it. I appreciate it, both.
And Roger, right on.
Heck, my first base station radio was a mobile back in 1974. But I had a nice aluminum 5/8 wave ground plane antenna up on the top of that Dutch Colonial.
There's a breaker out here.
The window is open.
Hey, Ken, what's going on?
Nothing much. Whereabouts is that Harleysville guy?
Stray Cat? I don't know if he's still in there. Are you still in there, Stray Cat?
Yeah, I made a little adjustment here. I don't know if you guys can hear me at all. Looks good on my meter.
I hear you loud and clear. Ken, can you hear him? I bet you can.
Yeah, I can hear him, but barely.
He's a little bit better over here now. I hear him a little louder, a little stronger, but it's still pretty anemic.
He didn't turn his antenna, did he?
Stray Cat, do you have a beam antenna? He's got an Archer. He's on the aluminum stick there, Ken. I hear him pretty good, though. Like, really good.
He must be really close to you then. That inverse square law is killing him out this way.
Yeah, when he was having...
It sucks when math is against you.
hear him with no problem.
Yeah, howdy.
I don't know if I could... No, it's...
You guys, there's a little buzz in there.
Now I can just barely hear him. It's like down to 8%.
He's got no audio. Really doesn't. It's really low. I mean, he's got enough carrier if he had audio.
Yeah, maybe a power mic or something.
Yeah, I got the power mic.
Break.
Hang on, Breaker. Somebody's talking.
Okay, well, I just wanted to let you know, Stray Cat, I hear you big time, no problem. I just happen to be facing your way, or I got a good window down your way. But the others were saying they just couldn't hear you. But I was just letting you know, man. It was working. The hum is gone. I don't know, do you still have the box in line, or did you take it out?
No, I dished the amplifier. Just went back to the antenna center. You sound like you know a little bit more about radios than I do. What do you recommend the SWR be set in?
SWR, you don't want any more than 3. Under 2 is good.
I got mine plugged on 0. Is that good or bad?
That's good.
It'd be a good match at 0 if you got it there, but that might be an antenna tuner helping you out.
Yeah, 10-4 on the antenna center. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, this radio has a built-in gauge and all that shit, so... What channel is the sideband tonight?
Yep, alright, 10-4. Yeah, it was coming up there. You know, I'm just saying the other guys can't hear you, but I did hear you. Ken's over there in Harleysville. Do you hear Ken?
Maybe he needs to put a fresh battery in that power mic.
Yeah, I'm actually over at work at Telford.
Oh, you're in Telford. That's a good trip, yeah.
Well, I hear the Telford mobile better than I hear the Harleysville base. You say you were running a power mic over there, Stray Cat. Maybe you need a fresh battery?
Yeah, 10-4 on the battery. It puts my antenna set up on the opposite side of my house from Telford. And my house just happens to be covered in aluminum siding.
Yeah, I'm just saying, from where you're at, Harleysville's not that far away from me. I'm on the northeast side of Pottstown. I'm only about 5 miles away from Sparky, and your signal's a lot lower than the Telford mobile, and your audio is just lacking. I can hear you, but I got to turn the volume up to hear you.
Yeah, I got near that fresh battery. And a buddy of mine just gave me a brand new antenna. Brand spanking new out of the box. All he did was get it hooked up.
Yeah, you should be louder than you are with that radio that you're running. If you got a power mic on a console too, you're just lacking in audio somewhere.
Oh, he's got a console too? Jeez, nice radio. Yeah, it's a good classic radio. That's why I was saying that. I was trying to introduce him in such a way, but yeah, he's working on it.
Greg.
Yeah, I got this thing from a guy I used to work with. We got a free deal actually on it. One the Marantz stereo and a pair of Bose speakers. Give me a whole deal on it. What? Oh yeah, which Marantz?
Stand by, Breaker.
Shit, I forget what the heck it is. I don't have it anymore.
Yeah, tonight after the classic radio roundup, actually, you know what? When is the sideband roundup?
Thursday nights, channel 16, lower side, 8 o'clock.
Alright, 10 for there, Stray Cat. It's real busy in here. I'm going to step back for a second. The guys do have a sideband show down 16 lower tomorrow night from 8 to 10. I'll try and remember to check them out.
Excellent.
Well, I looked at that RCA radio.
Yeah, you found a picture of it?
Yeah, according to what I see, it's got 9 channels of transmit, 9 channels of receive, and a tunable 9 crystal receive, and then the other dial is your tuner, your manual tuner.
That's how a lot of them tube radios, cheap tube radios from the 60s were. You had so many crystals, and you had a tunable receiver.
Maybe I'll try this again. Break.
Stand by, Break.
Yeah, a hum there. But, yeah, it's not a full 23 channel. It's only 9 transmit channels, 9 receive channels, plus a tunable to go where you don't have crystals.
Okay. Yeah, that's what, that's what I'm looking at, their numbers. One of them has the letter T, and then it goes 1 through 21, and then there's 2 empty slots that have not been stickered, and that's on both sides. And then on the left side is transmit, and then it's got squelch, and then volume on off. The right side is the receive channels, and then there's the dial up and down.
Yeah, that dial with the funky numbers on it, that's actually reading out in kilohertz. 965 is channel 1, and 015 would be, channel 5, and so on.
Roger that. Not bad. I picked the radio up, $23 on eBay. I got this in an old mobile ham radio. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
So I picked out the right one, Sandbagger. Yeah, I think that's the one. Based on the description there, 44, that's the one.
Okay, again?
10-4. Yeah, like you said, it's got crystal transmit and receive, but each crystal, you only put so many in, and the others are tunable receive.
It's got separate transmit and receive crystal dials. In other words, you can split channel.
Yeah, you got 9 channels on the transmit dial. You got 9 crystals on the receive dial, plus a position for the tunable.
Wow, that's a little bit different.
Yeah, the transmit side works, but the receive does not. And, nothing through the speaker, nothing.
Yeah, is there crystals in the slots? Because they don't always buy the receive crystals. They just use the tunable receiver. So you might have to put it in tunable receiver mode.
Yeah, all the crystals are here. All the tubes light up when I plug it in. It's just I get no sound. I thought maybe the speaker was beat. And I hooked another speaker up to it, and still no sound, no nothing. I keyed up for transmit, and I can hear it coming through the other radio, but I get nothing when I try to key back to it.
Yeah, there must be another issue there. Do you hear a voice, or you just hear a carrier? If you speak, do you hear yourself through another radio?
Yeah, I hear myself coming through. I can hear my voice coming through the carrier when I transmit on it, but I hear absolutely nothing. No static, no nothing on the receive side, as if the speaker wasn't even there.
Right. Well, there's something wrong in the receive audio section then that needs to be looked at. That's the best I can do without having a schematic.
Right, yeah, and I don't know who works on them, but I definitely like to get this sucker fixed and working. I'd like to be able to get on the classic radio roundup with an actual classic radio.
That would be a good thing.
That's the goal. We all work on our own, but I don't really know anybody that works on anybody else's. I don't want to take the risk of blowing up somebody else's radio. Not only that, my time is short.
Yeah, that's my problem. Maybe during the retirement years I can get back into that, but, you know.
Yeah, who do you guys know that works on them?
Like I said, we all work on our own, but I don't think anybody works on anybody else's.
Yeah, that's just it. Most of the shops around don't want to be bothered with old radios. They only want to, you know, they only want to finger pick the brand new ones and clip the limiters out and do all that kind of nonsense. They don't want to fix old radios.
The thing you got to do is find the Sam's manual for it. If you understand schematics at all, you know, we will help you along and fix your own, but you know, nobody really fixes anybody else's except for a little help here and there kind of thing. But, you know, we all learn how to fix our own because nobody else does.
CB7, Sam's Solo Facts.
There you go. There's your starting point, and then you just troubleshoot it and figure out what's wrong with it. Going through the schematic, Sam's CB number 7.
Or you can get the schematic right from CV Tricks.
I guess go ahead, whoever.
Did we have a breaker that was standing by?
Sorry about that. I had another phone call. I'm back.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, it's your turn. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find out if I got a hum in here now.
Now the hum's gone now.
How about now?
Now it's back.
It sounds like a ground loop.
Hey, out of the blue is this ICOM. That's exactly what it is, because I touched the chassis. There, it's gone. And out of the blue, you know, I haven't changed a thing here.
What kind of mic is it?
It's the same mic I've had, the stock mic.
Probably have a lifted shield in the connector.
Yeah, I popped it open and I looked at it and it looks perfect in there, so I'm not sure. I had to open it up and pull it apart again, but yeah. I keep having this string of luck. I'm about ready to sell everything.
Oh no. That's an act of desperation.
That's an act of frustration. I was thinking about, you know, going and picking up a new rig too, and I'm just like, I'm completely not in the mood now. I was going to go down and, it was a toss-up between the FT991 and the FTD X1200.
Curb alert.
Well, there's always new radios to buy.
And old radios to restore.
That's right.
The 1200 has limited function on AM.
As in,
You can't transmit through the filters, so you're restricted with the bandpass audio.
well, I mean, feeling that my primary function on it would be, I mean, would that make it sound horrible on AM if I was to use it here, say?
Well, you wouldn't be able to get high fidelity out of it.
It's not like a telephone.
Hello, 180.
And the 991 can?
Do your homework.
This is part of my research.
The 991's a pretty new rig. So check the bulletin board.
Yeah, I have been, and part of the reason why I don't want to go with the 991 is because I've just come across tons of different problems with them, like just weird issues, and
plenty of videos to back up the problems these people say, and so far I haven't really found much for problems on the 1200. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. And the rebate also from Yaesu is $300 on that radio versus $100 on the 991. So you actually end up paying more for the 991.
It seems like when they come out with a new radio, takes a couple of years to work the kinks out.
Yeah, that's also a reason why I was thinking about the 1200, because I think it's been out for, what, 3-4 years? And then my MD100 should plug right into it also.
I think there was a breaker.
There's always a breaker. Yeah, speaking of breaks, I gotta make a break and go for it.
Yeah, Professor, you said you were going to be able to hang in there late. Look at you, it's 10 o'clock.
I know, I was hanging a little bit after hours. I gotta go, guys. Catch you later. Sparky775. Clear all the classic radio roundup.
See you, Sparky. And the video gate will be uploaded for your viewing pleasure.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, Joey. Have a good night. All right, 10-4. Hopefully this Cobra 2000 was okay sounding. It was fun to run.
Last week's gate got uploaded. What's the problem?
Well, you say you can't connect to it and it works.
No, I gotta wait till I get home and do it tomorrow morning. They must have done something.
Yeah, something changed. Whether you did it or whether somebody else did.
No, when I plug into the computer, it always recognized it as a mass storage device, and I just transferred the file over. Well, now it's not. It's saying it doesn't recognize my device connected.
Oh, hold that thought. Let me talk to you about that. Now you've stepped into my area of expertise. So if you have some type of storage device and you are in a state where the files, the file system got corrupt on it and stuff, one of the things in my, arsenal on my resume is data recovery. I have, extensive experience with it. So if you run into a situation where you got some files on there that you need back, let me know. I'll help you out.
Well, you can fix my my desktop computer then if you're the IT guy, but no, that's not exactly the issue. I have a tablet. I record classic radio roundup, and for the last however many years I've been using my tablet, I take it to work because they got the big pipe. I plug it in, the USB port of the work computer, and then I upload the file to YouTube, and it takes 10 minutes. So that's why I do it at work. They got the big pipe. But the last couple of times I've taken it to work, I plug it in, it says does not recognize the device that you just plugged in. And I'm like, well, I didn't do anything different, so they must have done something different.
Does it recognize on other computers yet?
Yep, my computer at home.
Okay, so if you're willing to mess with your work computer, first you want to check with the driver on your USB controller. See if you can get an updated driver. Sometimes they get corrupt, but there's also a cache inside of Windows that remembers USB devices. And if there was some kind of update there was just an update that updated a file called usbstore.sys. And what version of Windows are you on? 7, 8?
It's an Android, and at work I don't know what we're on. I don't even know, and I ain't gonna mess with the work computer. It's for work.
Yeah, so there was definitely an update recently to most of the modern OSs. So unless you're running like XP or something, archaic Vista at work, there was definitely an update recently that absolutely involves usbstore.sys, and that system file is solely responsible for USB storage devices, and an Android tablet is actually considered a USB storage device, so that could very well be your problem.
I figured that it was, because they're always, them people, it's a big corporation, you know what I mean? It's not my computer, and they're always screwing with it. and I'm always losing my shortcuts, and I'm always losing this and losing that because they did some stinking update or change or something. Like, wish they quit screwing around with it. I get it set up the way I want, and they screw with it and screw it all up.
You'd hate me at work. I'm the guy that doesn't let anybody do anything they want. I don't even like when people install stuff. Now, I'm not necessarily the IT guy. I'm the security engineer there, so I, build security policy for the systems, for the domain, all kinds of fun stuff there. And yeah, USB storage devices, I can infect a lot of people with a lot of viruses just because of USB. So that's a big no-no depending on where you're at and what you do.
Well, it was just convenient for me to take it to work and upload it, and then it would be there for everybody's viewing pleasure on Thursday. But now I gotta wait, because I work midnight to 8, so I gotta wait till I come home in the morning, and then I just do it here at home. But it takes a little longer.
You have a USB stick, transfer it from your tablet to a USB stick, take the USB stick into work and see if you can do it that way. 14?
Well, the USB stick is a big fat USB. The tablet is the little mini USB, and I got no way to get from one goes into to the other comes out of.
Yeah, you plug the tablet into your computer and then plug the USB stick into your computer and transfer it that way.
That's too much like work. That's really too much like work. Well, I just come home and I hit upload on the tablet and it uploads. So, it just takes longer.
And you know what you need then? You need what's called a host A cable. It's basically, you can plug that little USB into your tablet, and then the other end is just like the end on your computer, and you can plug USB drives and flash drives and transfer files to it.
I mean, for that matter, I could just take I got it on the memory card. I write to the mini SD card, and I have a bigger SD thing that's on a USB. I mean, I could always just pop that out and take that with me. I don't even have to do any transfer, and it's already there. But that's still too much like work. I figure if it don't read one mass storage device, it ain't gonna read another. I kind of figure with some security update or some crap they did to the computer, they're always trying to keep us from doing stuff.
Yeah, it's most likely an update. So, if you ever have any issues or questions computer related, don't hesitate to ask. I'm gonna pull this mic apart now. There's a breaker in there.
On Classic Radio Roundup, breaker, you got the window. Isn't that always the way? They break, and then you give them the break, and they don't take it.
They get tired of waiting, I guess. I stuck around.
Yeah, I stick around for a whole 2 hours.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that jump in and out of there. you can just get in started in a conversation and somebody break it. Yeah, it was the roach. And he told me to go to another channel, but I couldn't yet. Roger that. Hey, sorry about that, guys. I can only hear one other person that's out there other than Ron. Everybody's in the distance. I don't mean to be stepping on anybody, so it's, my apologies. And anyway, yeah, I was asking Ron if he wanted to step it up one channel, because I wanted to ask him a question without interfering with everybody else. Go down one. There's somebody on 114. Roger that.
It is Classic Radio Roundup, feast or famine.
Yeah, it's usually one extreme or the other.
I don't suppose you did get to look at that data sheet for the 250TH tube.
You should have said something when I had my tablet out, then I would have looked it up. But I turned it off now. I'm going to need a ground plate for that antenna.
Not for the IMAX, you don't need the ground plane.
No, the ground kit for it.
You don't need it. Don't need it. It's a waste of money.
Alright, Ross, thank you.
All you got to do is coil your coax up underneath the antenna, like 5 or 6 turns in about a 8-inch circle.
Yeah, that'll work real well.
It'll do the same thing.
Okay. It'll block common mode currents from running down your coax shield anyway.
And that's really all the ground plane kit does on the IMAX 2000. It doesn't help it out in angular radiation or anything.
Actually shortens up its bandwidth, doesn't it? I don't know if it does that. From what I understand, it does help it a little bit. Just probably not enough to see. I mean, it's going to be a while that stage.